I trained a new LTX 2.3 LoRA so you can go from a silent video to a video with sound effects. Technically, LTX 2.3 on its own has this ability, but unfortunately it tends to create videos with this horrible music overlay when you really just want the sound effects. I tried all sorts of negative prompts to get the model to stop adding music, but I could not reliably get it to perform that way, so I created this LoRA so that you can get this great ability to add synchronized sound to your videos without music, and then you can go add whatever music you want separately. Also, the sounds tend to be tinny, so the LoRA both removes the music and I think gives it a more fuller-bodied sound. These examples were all created with the LoRA with just silent videos and a short text prompt. I will walk you through how you can use the LoRA either with Wan2GP or ComfyUI. Wan2GP is an easy-to-use open-source software package to run AI models. If you don't know how to get going with it, I will link to a separate video. I am running it here on an RTX 5090 on RunPod, but you can run this locally if you have your own GPU. The first thing we're going to do is go to Configuration, Outputs, and change the audio codec to the lossless option there at the bottom. Since we're going to be generating audio, we might as well not lose quality here, so hit Save Settings. And then go over to the Media Generator tab and select LTX-2. And then the 2.3 22 billion option. And we're going to start with the distilled 1.1. I'm also going to show you the dev 1.1 because I actually think the dev gives you better sound quality. But setup is very similar, and if you already have the distilled weights downloaded, it's faster to get started. First thing we're going to do is select LTX raw format under Control Video, and then drag in your video that is either silent or has other audio that's going to be ignored. Here we have our video. It's a cinematic masterpiece of broccoli being chopped. We're going to select Generate Audio based on Control Video and Text Prompt. And then we're going to use the text prompt, a person chops broccoli. And then to all of these prompts I add at the end, no speech is present, no music is present. So for your videos, you're going to want to describe the action in the video, followed by no speech is present, no music is present. You don't need to bother setting the resolution or the dimensions. The video is just going to be passed through and muxed with the audio that's created, so setting resolution and dimension does not matter. We are going to set the duration to the length of our video. Here it's 5 seconds, so I'm going to lower the frames so that it matches a duration of 5 seconds. Then click Advanced Mode, and we want to select one phase here, so select that. And then we have to go get our LoRA file. So go over to Hugging Face, and I'll provide a link directly to this. This is the Fuzz Puppy LTX 2.3 Foley LoRA. Go under Files, grab the download link there, and then head back to Wan2GP and paste that link in at the bottom. Click Download LoRA, and then it will download it and put it in the correct directory for you. Then scroll back up to under Advanced Mode LoRa's, and you should find that LoRA in your drop-down menu. Select it, and then for our LoRA multiplier strength, I found that 1 generally worked well, but when the model really wanted to keep adding music, I would have to go up to about 3. So keep it in a range about 1 to 3. Higher if the model keeps adding music, which it really likes to do with slow motion, I found. So if you have a slow motion video, you're likely going to want to use a higher multiplier. Now we're ready to generate, so just go ahead and hit that generate button. It took about a minute to complete, and because we used that lossless codec, you're going to have to download it to actually hear the sound. Compare that to what we have without the LoRA. Sad, sad music. Using the LoRA and the distilled version of the model, we were able to get synchronized sound that matches the video and doesn't have music, but it does sound a little metallic. If you want better quality sound, it is worth using the dev model. So if you select Dev 1.1, we keep most of the settings the same. We use LTX raw format for the control video. We're using the same video. We're using generate audio based on control video and text prompt. We're using the same exact prompt. The resolution dimensions don't matter. We are still doing 5 seconds duration. And then this is where we differ. We want 30 inference steps. We are still using one phase. Select one phase under advanced. We want CFG of 7, audio guidance of 3, guidance rescale of 0.7. We're using the Euler scheduler. And then we're still using the same LoRa at a 1 multiplier strength. Under quality, we want to select skip layer guidance on layer 28. And then we can hit generate. With the dev version, it took about 3 minutes to generate versus about 1 with the distilled, but here is the difference. If you prefer using ComfyUI, I did make a workflow to add sound to video using the LoRa. I will put a link to the workflow in the video description. If you open up that workflow in ComfyUI, you will be able to input a video. It will have the tennis video as the default, so you can check that it's running without doing anything. When you run your own videos, you'll want to change the input video and then change the prompt, the positive prompt there, to whatever the action is in your video. And then you can change the LoRa strength in that box. The default is 1. You can increase it. I recommend anywhere from 1 to 3. And those are really the only changes you need to make to process your own videos, and then you can hit run. This workflow is set up to process 89 frames, so it's only going to generate a few seconds of video with sound. If you want me to expand on this workflow to enable longer videos, let me know in the comments. And this is what it sounds like when it's completed. To give you a sense of how it compares to similar video to audio models, this is MMAudio, which I really like the sound of, but it is not consistently synchronized. And here is Hunyuan-Video Foley, which is also not synchronized. And finally, this is what LTX-2.3 with the Foley LoRA thinks it sounds like when you hit subscribe. Whereas this is what it sounds like in my head when you hit subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.